I knew from a long time ago that I was a helper. I didn't know what, but I knew I was here to help. I think one of my greatest strengths is the ability to articulate to our own people, but also to be articulate enough to have the conversations at the provincial government table or the federal government table. And I think that is probably the thing that gets me up in the morning, is that I have that two-eyed seeing approach. I can bridge that gap between the two worlds. As a former health director for 12 years, one of the things that really resonated with me was seeing the high incident rate of cancer in Indigenous communities, particularly my community, and knowing that prevention is important, and particularly with First Nations and their relationship with food, utilizing nutrition as cancer prevention. Well, and I think the challenging thing is to incorporate traditional foods into into the food guide. I know that Canada did work on an Indigenous food guide. Whether that's changed in the last few years, I'm not sure. I think that the success of our project was definitely about that, hiring that nutritionist, getting the feel of that individual's approachability. I think that, given the lack of Indigenous professionals in nutrition, and that individual would have to have some type of a characteristic that is open to different cultures, different ways of knowing and doing. I think First Nations definitely have a reluctance to new people coming into the reserve and you telling us, what is right. And I think that it lends to the success of the project if you have somebody who can introduce them and know that they have that characteristic of allyship. I think they have to engage the community at community events, whether that's through participation in our ceremonies or our community cooking or our community cleanups, those types of things. I think that lends to building that relationship and seeing that people are sincere, they want to help. If there's anything that I have to share with, the provincial government or AHS or the federal government, is that the sustainability has to be there, the building of a sincere relationship. And we can only do that through sustainable funding. There's nothing that is more detrimental to building relationships in First Nations is I'm going to show up for 2 years or 3 years and then leave. That doesn't build trust. I really believe that we're in a time of reconciliation, and I'm hoping that it's sincere enough that they hear our needs and are willing to invest in that. Because let's face it, we're not going anywhere. Neither is anyone from, the provincial government or the federal government. So we have to work together, and, so we're all healthy.